Polemon of Athens, an eminent figure of antiquity, stands out as a beacon in the realm of philosophy. His contributions, set against the backdrop of the vibrant intellectual landscape of his era, offer a fascinating glimpse into a period teeming with intellectual fervor. He also carries the moniker Polemon Periegetes and Polemon of Ilium. His origins, however, remain a matter of some uncertainty. While traditionally associated with Athens, he could have been born in Ilium or in Sycium, reflecting the diverse and widespread nature of his influence. The title Periegetes, meaning guide or describer, aptly captures his role as a cultural and geographical commentator, further cementing his reputation as a scholar who traversed and documented the landscapes and traditions of the ancient world. This aspect of his identity highlights his expansive approach to knowledge, integrating geographic and cultural insights with his philosophical inquiries. Born around 350 BC, Polemon hailed from a rich and socially respected family. Nonetheless, until approaching to a more mature age, approximately beyond his 30s, he lived more or less irresponsibly until his encounter with Xenocrates, who was giving a speech, and thereby embracing the path of philosophy. Polemon became Xenocrates' student, following and practicing his teaching, and upon his death, around 315 BC, he became his successor as the scholarch of the Platonic Academy. Polemon's work is characterized by his innovative approach to philosophy, particularly his emphasis on ethics and the practical application of philosophical principles in daily life. Unlike many of his predecessors and contemporaries, who often focused on metaphysical speculations, Polemon believed in the transformative power of philosophy as a guide for ethical living. His tenure as the head of the academy, following the footsteps of Xenocrates, was marked by a shift towards more practical and ethical discourses, influencing subsequent thinkers like Zeno of Sycium, the founder of Stoicism. One of Polemon's most significant contributions was his concept of the natural life, which posited that living in accordance with nature and reason was the highest good. This principle resonated deeply with later Stoic and Epicurean philosophers, underscoring his lasting impact on the development of ethical thought. By advocating for a life of harmony with nature, Polemon offered a vision of human existence that emphasized balance, moderation, and self-discipline, principles that continue to echo in contemporary philosophical and ethical discussions. Polemon's personal life, though less documented, reveals a man, once in its more mature years, deeply committed to his intellectual pursuits and the well-being of his students. His collaborations with other prominent figures of his time, such as Crates of Athens and Crantor, highlight his role in fostering a vibrant intellectual community. These interactions not only enriched his own work, but also contributed to the collective advancement of philosophical thought during this period. Polemon's travels, though mostly within the confines of ancient Greece, were significant. Accounts mention of his vast collection of writings, from inscriptions on columns, votive monuments, and epitaphs he gathered while traversing the lands for his geographical studies. His visits to various Greek cities also helped disseminate his ideas and forge connections with other intellectual centers. The contrast between Polemon and other eminent philosophers of his time, such as Aristotle and Epicurus, is particularly striking. While Aristotle's comprehensive system of thought spanned various branches of knowledge, and Epicurus focused on the pursuit of individual happiness through the avoidance of pain, Polemon's unique contribution lay in his synthesis of ethical principles with practical living. This distinctive approach, shared with a reduced number of other eminent philosophers, set him apart and underscored his belief in the practical applicability of philosophy. As a successor of Xenocrates at the head of the Platonic Academy, Polemon was the third successor scholarch, with Speusippus being Plato's immediate successor and then Xenocrates, and was succeeded by Crates of Athens. Central to Polemon's philosophy is the concept that living in harmony with nature constitutes the ultimate good. He posited that true virtue and ethical living emerge from aligning one's life with the natural order, emphasizing that philosophy should serve as a practical guide rather than a mere academic discipline. For Polemon, the essence of philosophy lay in its application to everyday life, guiding individuals toward ethical actions and personal integrity. He challenged the prevailing trends of his time, which often treated philosophical inquiry as an abstract, speculative endeavor. Instead, Polemon advocated for a pragmatic approach, where philosophical principles were meant to be actively embodied and demonstrated through one's actions and choices. Polemon's vision underscored the transformative power of philosophy when integrated into the fabric of daily living, inspiring a mode of existence that was both reflective and deeply attuned to the natural world. During his lifetime, Polemon's teachings were instrumental in shaping the ethical frameworks of his students and followers. Among his students, besides Zeno of Sycium, was also Arcesilaus. Although none of the several works he is credited with has survived, his influence extended beyond the confines of the academy, having impact to an extent on broader societal norms and values. The resonance of his ideas in later philosophical traditions, particularly in Stoicism and Neoplatonism, though, attests to the enduring relevance of his work. By emphasizing the importance of living in harmony with nature and adhering to ethical principles, Polemon helped lay the groundwork for a more reflective and principled approach to human life. Polemon's death in 270 BC marked the end of an era, but his legacy continued to inspire and guide future generations of thinkers. The principles he articulated and the intellectual community he nurtured played a relevant role in the evolution of philosophical thought. His emphasis on ethical living and practical wisdom provided a counterbalance to the more theoretical and speculative traditions of his time, ensuring that philosophy remained grounded in the realities of human experience. The collaborative nature of Polemon's work is also noteworthy. His interactions with other scholars and philosophers were characterized by mutual respect and a shared commitment to the pursuit of knowledge. These collaborations not only enriched his own work, but also contributed to the broader intellectual milieu of the time. By fostering a spirit of cooperation and dialogue, Polemon helped create a dynamic and interconnected intellectual community that thrived on the exchange of ideas. In exploring the life and work of Polemon, it becomes evident that his contributions were not merely intellectual, but also deeply practical and transformative. His pioneering approach to philosophy, characterized by a focus on ethical living and practical wisdom, offered a new and compelling vision of human potential. By bridging the gap between theory and practice, Polemon demonstrated the power of philosophy to effect real and lasting change in the world. His legacy, reflected in the enduring influence of his ideas, continues to inspire and guide contemporary discussions on ethics and the human condition. Polemon's enduring impact on the socio-cultural progress of mankind is undeniable. His innovative ideas and practical approach to philosophy helped expand the horizons of knowledge and awareness, contributing to the development of human potential and the growth of civilization. By championing a life of harmony with nature and reason, he provided a timeless framework for ethical living that remains relevant to this day. Through his pioneering work, Polemon not only shaped the intellectual landscape of his time, but also left an indelible mark on the history of human thought. In conclusion, the life and work of Polemon offer a compelling testament to the transformative power of philosophy. His innovative ideas, practical approach to ethical living, and collaborative spirit set him apart as a pioneering figure in the annals of philosophical thought. By delving into his contributions and the context in which he lived, we gain a deeper appreciation of his enduring legacy and the profound impact he had on the development of human civilization. Polemon's story is one of intellectual curiosity, resilience, and a relentless pursuit of wisdom, qualities that continue to inspire and captivate us today.